In 911 Season 8, Eddie Desai's heartwarming dance serves as a reminder of Ryan Guzman's underappreciated skill. In Season 8 of 911, Eddie had been going through a tough moment. His religious guilt is consuming him, his son is in Texas, and worst of all, he has developed a mustache. Since every season after his debut seems to be intimidating for him, this treatment is in line with the firefighter's history. However, Eddie's inside wounds are the most painful and challenging to repair because they are invisible. At the conclusion of 911 Season 8, Episode 6, Confessions, Eddie shaves the caterpillar on his lip and performs the well-known dance from Risky Business, bringing all of his anxieties, insecurities, and guilt to a head. His best friend Buck, Oliver Stark, shows up at his home as he completes his victory lap. This final encounter between Buck and Eddie in 911 Season 8, Episode 6 is quite telling and could lay the groundwork for both characters' growth in the second half of the season, as hinted at by Guzman's British co-star. Prior to his 2018 appearance on millions of TV screens as Eddie Diaz, Ryan Guzman had a portfolio full of well-known parts. Paul Gester, a senior business executive, led scores of men in songs and sets and movie screens. Eddie Diaz, Ryan Guzman, who goes rogue and forms a new group in Step Up All In 2014, stands out among the others. Guzman, who joined Step Up as an actor who was supposed to fit in perfectly with professional dancers, undertook rogue-assisted lifting and practice with Eddie and Corinne by statue at locations. Guzman's flawless synchronization during complex group choreography demonstrated his ability to compete. Showrunner Tim Minear had always been trying to find something for Eddie to make his dancing debut, Guzman claimed in an exclusive interview with Screen Rant. In order to demonstrate that this is catharsis rather than merely choreography, Guzman chose to perform Eddie's version of the dance, complete with clumsy steps after seeing the iconic moment from Risky Business. Even though the dance is delightful, it represents much more than just a light-hearted nod to the 1983 movie. As expected, Confessions included Father Brian, Gavin Stenhouse, the fan-favorite man of the cloth. As Eddie spends the whole episode pursuing retribution for past transgressions, such as his emotional liaison with Kim or his alienation from his kids, Father Brian is more worried about Eddie's inability to find happiness. Guzman's primary focus in 911 Season 8 is Eddie's happiness, and his performance of the liberating dance shows that he is prepared to let go of his guilt. Guzman supports this theory by pointing out how Eddie's first acts of self-acceptance and self-love are reflected in the dancing and mustache shaving. According to Guzman, finally, after everything Eddie's gone through, he can just kind of sit in himself, relax. There's nobody to impress, there's nobody to take care of, referring to the last scene of Episode 6. It is impossible to predict what happy events will occur in the character's future now that Eddie has allowed himself to feel joy once more. But perhaps it's a positive indication of what is ahead for him in 911.